Hey, brunch bestie. Welcome back to Business and Brunch. I am so excited to have you here on this week's episode where we talk about how content isn't your problem. So let's be honest. Have you ever sat down to create content, stared at your screen for 30 minutes, and then either wrote something super generic, asked ChatGPT what to post, or just didn't post at all? You're not alone because the problem isn't that you don't know what to say. Okay, you're a baddie at what you do. You're a genius at how you serve your clients. You have everything inside of you that needs to get out. You just can't quite find it yet. The problem isn't that you're not clear on what your message actually is. The problem is that you're not clear on what your message actually is. And today we're unpacking why clarity, not content, is what converts. Welcome back to Business and Brunch, where we are done building businesses that consume our whole identity. And instead, we're building businesses that fit into your life. I'm Alicia, business and mindset coach, marketing boutique agency owner, mom, and your permission slip to build a business that actually feels good and allows you to break the rules. If you're here for more money, more freedom, and a business that fits into your life, not the other way around, you're in the right place because this is just the way our life gets to be. Get ready to own your power, take up space, and make more money. Pour your coffee, open your notes app, and let's dive in. So, you want to know a little spicy truth? Content isn't actually king, clarity is. Because without clarity, you don't have content. Which maybe yes, content is king and clarity is queen because we all know the queens actually run things. But anyways, you could post every day for the next 30 days. Reels, carousel, even send out daily emails and still hear crickets if the foundation underneath isn't strong. So if you're feeling like your content is being ignored, chances are your message isn't clear. And here's what brand clarity actually means. You know who you are and what you want to be known for. You can clearly articulate the transformation your offer provides. Your content has a thorough line. Everything connects back to what you sell. When you don't have this or you're missing pieces of this, your audience can feel it too. They're confused. The trust isn't quite there, so they're not going to buy. So how we're going to shift that is by getting clear on the 3 C's of content that converts. So let's talk about the 3 C's of content that actually can convert for you. And what are the 3 C's? I'm glad you asked. Let's dive into it. Clarity. Know your message, your offer, and your positioning. This is really rooted in foundational business work, which, by the way, I help my clients do and build inside of Simple Business Builder. Next, consistency. Repetition builds recognition. If you're saying something new every week, your audience won't remember what you're about. I know you all have seen it takes someone 7 times to see your offer before they buy. That's actually a bit outdated. It's more like 40 some odd times just because people are buying differently. But let's say you post consistently for 42 days and then you finally make a sale. That is because they finally saw your offer and how you talked about it enough for them to be like, yes, this is my person. And you became top of mind because you were also consistent. Next, C, connection. Are you speaking to their lived experience? Are you calling out their desires, their struggles, what keeps them up Googling at 3 a.m.? Are you making that emotional connection? Can they see themselves in your content? Now, if even one of these is missing, that is probably why your content may be getting likes, but it's not driving conversions. So let's say you're a virtual assistant, okay? You're helping clients clean up their systems, and instead of posting 5 tips for productivity, you could say, here's how I help the client cut their inbox time in half and finally take Fridays off by restructuring their back end. That's clarity, that's connection, that's content that sells. And bonus points, you're using storytelling, so you're actually putting yourself in it so people can also relate. You're not just talking at them, you're talking with them. So let me share a little win with you from one of my clients who is a social media manager. She was posting daily and felt absolutely invisible. When we stripped her content strategy down to one message, one offer, and one client journey, within the first 30 days, she had 2 new clients. And what she didn't do was burn everything down and change her offer. All she did was clarify her message. We got clear on exactly what that one offer transformation was, how to put it in her message, and how it relates to one client journey. So If you are like, okay, this is my struggle, I'm clearly missing one of the C's, go back to your last 10 posts. Ask yourself, what am I trying to be known for? What offer am I pointing back to? Would someone new understand what I do from this? And if you need an outside perspective, tag me in one of your posts and say, hey, can you give my profile a quick glance? Tag me at Alicia Croce, and I will try to do that for you. But if you do this yourself, after you go through and give your content an audit, then go rewrite one post with more clarity. That's it. Start small. Take something that has good engagement or views or just good analytics, something that resonated a little bit with people but didn't make them go any step further. Rewrite that one post with more clarity and see how it does. You already have the core message there. You don't need to start from scratch. You just need to refine it and get clear, make it connective, and throw in a really good CTA so people know how to buy from you. And if this episode made you rethink your entire content strategy, good. That means I'm doing my job. If you resonated with it, or if you have someone that you know needs to hear this, screenshot this episode, tag me on stories at Alicia Croce, and tell me what you're shifting. And if you're ready to build a clear brand that attracts aligned clients, that's exactly what we do inside of Simple Business Builder. Doors to the membership are open, your clarity is waiting, and I can't wait to see how you build the foundations of a spacious business. That's all for today. Thank you for tuning in to this week's episode of Business and Brunch. Go take up space, do less, just better, and I'll see you next week on Business and Brunch.